100 million euros. That is the number being thrown around for Morgan Gibbs-White. I am not buying it yet. This episode covers 2 days, Tuesday the 4th of August and Wednesday the 5th of August. Some deals are done, some are still talk. Every fee gets held against what the player is worth, no exceptions. That Gibbs-White number comes from one report. Nobody else is carrying it. So is it real or is it noise? The window closes in 25 days in Germany and France, 26 in England, Spain, and Italy. That is why things are speeding up. Bargain or blunder? Drop your verdict as you watch. 100 million euros for Morgan Gibbs-White. That is the number floating around, and I need you to sit with it for a second before we go anywhere. Because here is the thing. Nobody else is carrying this. One outlet reports it, dated the 5th of August, and that is it. No second source confirming the fee. Not United, not Forest, nobody. So let's be straight about what this is. A rumor, not a deal. Which means the number itself is not something I can actually judge yet. So let's judge the player instead, using what we actually know. His estimated market value sits between 45.9 and 56.1 million. Even at the top end of that range, 100 million is miles beyond it. Is that a gap you can just explain away? I don't think so. Now, context matters here, and there are real reasons United might push. He is 26. That is peak years for an attacking midfielder, right in the middle of his prime output. And his contract runs to June 2028. That's roughly 22 months left. Forest are not in a position of total strength there. Once you drop under 2 years, leverage starts slipping, and buyers know it. So you've got a player at the right age, a seller with fading leverage, and a market value nowhere near the reported fee. 2 of those factors would normally push a price up a bit. They do not explain a jump to 100 million. That is not a premium anymore. That is a different category of number entirely. Here's my read. If this fee turns out to be real, it is overpaid. Not borderline, not you can argue it. Overpaid. The peak age argument gets you a bit above market value. The contract situation gets you a bit more. It does not get you double. But I want to say this clearly, because it's the whole point of this channel. Treat the fee as unconfirmed until someone else reports it. Judge the player on the 51 million he is actually valued at, not the headline number designed to make you click. So here's my question. Forget the rumor for a second. Based on his actual value, would you pay 100 million for Gibbs-White? Yes or no? Comments, go.
50 million euros for an 18-year-old winger, and nobody except one outlet is saying it.
Let's slow down here. Ibrahim Mbaye, Paris Saint-Germain to Bayer 04. That number has been floating since August 5th, and I flagged it then too. Still 50 million, still unconfirmed. Here is the thing that matters. Liverpool are in this too. No fee attached to their interest, nothing, just noise. And when 2 big clubs are circling and only one number leaks, that tells you something. 2 suitors, 1 number. That is a bidding war in the making, not a done deal. It means nothing is settled. So let's talk about what we actually know. Mbaye is 18. His market value sits at 29 million, with a range up to 31.9 million. 50 million blows straight through the top of that range. That is not a small overpay. That is nearly 20 million above what the data says he is worth right now. Let's talk profile for a second. Mbaye plays as a classic winger, right side, capable through the middle too. He is light, agile, the modern profile clubs love to develop and later resell. That style is exactly why the resale argument holds weight. Is that just PSG playing hardball, or is this fee simply invented? Here is the context that makes it worse. Bayer 04 have already spent 26 million this window on one confirmed deal. 50 million on a Rumour would almost triple that outlay on an 18-year-old. Now, to be fair, there is a case for spending big here. He has 22 months left on his contract, and PSG's leverage was already starting to slip. Clubs pay a premium to avoid a cut-price exit fight later, and at 18, this is partly a resale bet, not just a transfer fee. But even with all that, the number reported does not match the value on the pitch, not yet. So here is my question for you. If Bayer actually pay 50 million for Mbaye, is that a smart bet on a generational talent, or a club panicking because Liverpool are watching? Comments. I want both sides.
8.2 million euros for Christian Nørgaard. That is the number we ran with back on August 5th, and we called it confirmed. Here is the problem. Nobody else has it. Not one other outlet is carrying this fee. A move of this size should be everywhere. It is not. So let's be straight. We are not stating 8.2 million as fact anymore. We are telling you what is out there and that it is thin. Instead, let's judge Nørgaard on what we actually know, his market value. 4.3 million euros. That is the estimate. The range runs from 3.4 up to 5.1. Even at the very top of that range, 8.2 blows straight past it. 10 months. That is all Nørgaard had left on his Arsenal contract. Arsenal had almost no leverage here. He was heading toward a free transfer next summer, and everybody in that building knew it. He is 32 years old. At that age, you are not buying resale value. You are buying what he gives you right now, this season, maybe the next one after. And here is the part that should bother Everton fans. They paid close to full value for a player who, in 12 months, might have cost them nothing at all. Zoom out for scale. Everton have already spent 82 million euros on one confirmed deal this window. If Nørgaard really did cost 8.2 on top of that, this is a club spending heavily on a defensive midfielder who was walking for free next summer anyway. Even if the real fee lands lower, closer to that 4.3 million valuation, the logic barely improves. You are still paying for a short-term rental at 32. Is this really worth it, even at the estimate? My verdict: overpaid on the numbers we can actually stand behind. Prove me wrong in the comments, especially if you have seen this fee reported anywhere else.
3 fees checked, 3 reality checks. That midfielder deal still doesn't sit right with me. Digging through the actual numbers instead of the headline version, that's the real work. You subscribing is why I keep doing it. Tomorrow's fees get checked before the headlines even catch up. Stick around for that. So, that's your lot. Some of that was done and dusted. Some of it was still smoke, not fire, and I told you exactly which was which as we went. Tomorrow, it starts all over again. New numbers, new nonsense, probably another shocker before breakfast. But before that, which one of today's deals was the worst business? Genuinely, argue with me. Comments. I read every one. I reply too. Subscribe if you want tomorrow's edition. See you then.